Hello, my Words of Wellness family. Wanted to come to you this Monday in an attempt to share a testimony with you today. Wanted to be faithful to you as God has been, wanted to be faithful to God as God has been faithful to both me and my family. And we've had a lot going on in the Vaughn household for the past, month now. In terms of illness and just a lot of other things. And if any of you out there are anything like me, if it just seems like one thing after another coming your way, you can just grow tired. You can sometimes grow weary. And it's so important, I think, as I'm learning, to have a strategy, to have a strategy in place, divine strategy in place, in order to deal with the constant barrage of things that sometimes seem to come our way that we need to overcome. In the book of Nehemiah, the people are building, and the book of Nehemiah, in many cases, has encouraged me to keep going and to persevere with the work that God is calling me to do. But I love the humanity of the people in the Word. If you look at Nehemiah 4 and 10 in the Message Bible, it says, "But soon word was going around in Judah, the builders are pooped, the rubbish piles up. We're in over our heads. We can't build this wall." And so sometimes it's easy to feel like, oh my goodness, this is just a lot. And I'm getting wore out. I'm getting somewhat pooped. And I am even learning how people with good hearts and good intentions, it's just so much is coming their way that sometimes it's even hard for them to be there for you when you're feeling like you need someone to hold you up. And so in the Word, I'm reminded in Nehemiah 4, where it says, "Those who built on the wall and those who carried burdens loaded themselves so that with one hand they worked at construction and with the other held a weapon." That's Nehemiah 4:17. So they were building this wall and they were carrying burdens. They were loaded down. But yet the strategy was to have the tool in one hand to keep building and to have the weapon in another hand so that they could fight the enemy that was trying to come at them and keep them from building the wall. And so I know that I'm in a season of building. I don't know how many of you are in a season of building. I think we all may be in a season of building, whether it's we're building our marriages, we're building up our children, we're building up our communities, we're building up our friends, our church family. We should be using our words to build people up. And when we're carrying burdens ourselves, when we're feeling loaded down ourselves, sometimes it can feel like we're getting pooped, like we're getting tired. And I think that this strategy is a well-needed one to maybe be reminded about. Of course, as the believer, our weapon of warfare is God's word. That's our sword. But then God is so good because also they had a tool in the other hand that we can ask the Lord, what are our tools? Your words are your tools. There are so many other tools that God gives us in order to strengthen us, in order to give us that energy that we need, that power that we need in order to keep going. And so one of the things that I have recognized is one of the tools he's given me is the tool of exercise. And there's all types of exercises that we can do in order to help strengthen our bodies. But I find that exercise for me is not just good for my body, it's also good for my mind too. It's also good for my emotions too. And so, because I think I've mentioned to you before that I had put my back out last year, my cousin had mentioned to me that water aerobics was a good tool to utilize in helping to build up my back. Because you see, if we're not taking care of ourselves and loving ourselves, loving our neighbor as we love ourselves, it's going to be very difficult in order for us to turn around and love our neighbor as we should. And so my admonition to you is to, again, do some self-care. Self-care is a tool. And so in that, as I was mentioning, my cousin had told me that water aerobics was good for my back. But I mentioned to you before that I have lost all my work. And I didn't have money for gym membership at the time, or any of the community things, any of the things in the community at the time, which cost in order to take advantage of water aerobics. So I thought, okay, I'm walking, that's good, but I really would like to participate in some water aerobics. And so one day I'm lying in bed, and I sensed the Lord saying, get up and go to the pool. And I thought, get up and go to the pool. Now, mind you, I don't know how to swim, and I didn't know any of water aerobics, any moves or anything like that. So I'm thinking, why am I getting up and going to the pool? Now, I had been obedient before to just maybe go to the pool and walk. So get in the pool and just walk in the pool and kind of use that as my exercise. So I had, just bought a new swimsuit, and I thought, okay, this, that'll work. Maybe that's, what I'm going to do. I didn't know what to expect. So I put on my swimsuit and I get myself together and I get to the pool, and a friend of mine had told me to go to the pool early in the mornings, because that way during the summertime the kids are in the pool and they're splashing and doing all kinds of stuff, so you really don't get to take advantage of it if you just want to walk the pool. So I thought about what she had said that had been brought back to my mind, and I thought, okay, let me get up and go early in the morning and go to the pool. So I get there, and I'm hoping that there's nobody in the pool and I can just go and do whatever I'm supposed to do, maybe just walk. Well, I get there and I'm seeing there's a car there, and I'm thinking, oh goodness, maybe somebody's beat me here. And I go on in, and there's some ladies, older women, who are in the pool, and they are just, kind of talking to each other and doing everything. And so I noticed that they're kind of walking the pool, so I get in and I start walking too. And they spoke to me and asked me if I wanted to join them. And I thought, wow, okay, join them at what? And lo and behold, we wound up doing water aerobics that morning while just in the pool. And they taught me different moves and just really welcomed me and included me in their activity for that morning. And I thought, wow, Lord, I could have never thought that you even cared about water aerobics, that I have what I need in order to build my back, build myself up in terms of just having a good workout that helps me both physically, emotionally, and mentally. And I was just so grateful for meeting these women and for having that opportunity to learn some moves. I've since gone back to the pool and I've never seen those women again. But they taught me enough moves that until we could join a gym, I was able to do water aerobics by myself in the pool. And I am so grateful for the Lord giving me that as a tool in my toolkit of self-care and loving myself so that I maybe am less likely to get weary, to get tired, so that I have something that I can do in order to continue to build myself up as I attempt to build up my family, my community, and those around me. So I hope that this word has encouraged you to know that our God cares. He really does. He cares about you. He cares about both little things and big things. Whatever it is you're caring about, take it to Him in prayer and ask Him what tools you need to use that will work for you as you build whatever the Lord has you building. Remember, use your words well. God bless. Bye-bye.